What I've done is I came in and I actually went ahead and built myself a secondary character. Went to New York with my secondary character. Never used them for any of my missions in Washington here on Tom Clancy's Division 2. I came back from New York. It took a couple hours. I'm going to try and do a better couple of videos as the videos came out very long and drawn out. So I'm going to try and do those on my own so y'all can watch it if you want it. If not, that's cool too. But what I wanted to bring to your attention is that when I came back to New York, which was nice, is I actually have everything still completely unlocked. So all of my missions I've done, you can see, are still unlocked. My DZ's unlocked. Everything is done. You can see if I go to a main mission, it says Theater Settlement mission completed right there in the top left. So, that right there is very important. And this is my secondary character, so it pulled over from my first World Tier 5 character. And a lot of the questions that I was finding that I couldn't find the answer to when I did this was what was going to happen to my main character when I came back to this game. Should I use my main character? Should I use a secondary character? I'm kind of glad I did use a secondary character on this because during that time period you can't use your main, you can't use the character that's in New York City for the character in Washington. So if you want to go out to New York City and everything on top of it, so my World Tier 5 would have been downgraded to a level 30 tier, whereas I brought in a new character and he jumped up to a 30, so I didn't have to downgrade my weapons. I even took some of my stash from my World Tier 5, brought them to New York, and the weapon was useless within a couple rounds. So that's very important. Also, what happened when I came back to New York, you can see right here, I have the specializations. I had the sharpshooter unlocked, and I was working on a demolitionist. Well, the survivalist was unlocked also. What was really cool is I'd already had, you can see here, I already had all 165 points negated all over to my different zones that I want to. I use, here with the rifle damage, assault rifle, and my LMGs where I don't use the close encounters. I don't use the shotguns. I don't use marksman rifles really. Sidearm I wasn't too worried about, or SMGs. But as you can see, you can go in and definitely tweak what you want to tweak. If you don't like it, you can actually go ahead and delete everything and re-put it in. But what else they had is the survivalist was actually all unlocked. You can see it's flashing 165 and 165. So again, I was able to completely max out my survivalist. Demolitionist was also completely done, so I came in, I was able to max out everything again. And then here we have technician. This is what I've been working on, and this is what I was afraid of. I was afraid I was going to end up as if, let's go over here, and you can see if I wanted to start this, I'd have to press A to begin, and then I'd have to do all 5 tiers. And I was working on technician. It's got a rocket launcher I really want to try out, and I'd gotten all the way down to tier 5, and then I went into New York City. But again, this is actually my secondary character right here. This guy is my second or fourth character, whereas he's not my World Tier 5 guy. The other thing is, if you look at my inventory, I went from World Tier 5 to SHD-01, and you can see my new score is going to be a little bit different. So everything in here is a little bit different, and now I'm going to be getting used to it. It's level 40 versus the level 30, or anything like that. You can also see my damages. This MK7 has 154.7k damage, which is pretty nice. And then if I were to go into my inventory, you could probably, or my stash, there's probably going to be weapons in here from when these are weapons from when I was in, that's a Diamondback. That's one I actually had. That was one of my hardest hitting weapons inside of World Tier 5, and you can see it's put to shame now by my other attributes I have, minus 124,000, minus 112,000. So you can see that the new level is completely different. And I said, this is all on my secondary character, not even my World Tier 5 character. All my equipment's unlocked, all my buy sells, my resources right here, my projects upstairs. So if you're gonna do this, I would definitely suggest using your second character, building a second character instead of using your main character. That way you can do it on your own time, and then you can come back into Washington if you're playing with somebody that doesn't have the DLC. Alright guys, well, and if you have any questions, hit me up. Please remember to like and subscribe.